recently I've been having issues with Streamlabs and updating the graphics, so give me a second. And Cartoon Cat Girl, do be so kind and repeat your message so it shows up on screen while I'm working on this. Please and thank you. There we go. So, do I get 3 guesses? Or just 1? Because if it's your birthday, we're going to wish you a happy birthday. There we go. Oh, I have garlands for every occasion. You know what? Let's do something a little extra too. There! Three for the first two don't count. So I took a wild guess, and I assume it's yours, because it sure ain't mine. And now you got a shout out in the ticker, and I put up some garlands for you. Would be working, I would put a little birthday hat on your little sprite. But well, we all know how well that's going. So I do what I can with what I have. And I wish you a very, very happy birthday with lots of gifts and lots of sugar. My tea a little closer to my traditional desk, and la la la, I'm gonna full screen this. I'm 33 years young as of today. All together, clap in the chat. Something happened. I heard a bling. So in less important news, if this is your first time here, my name is Shiro. I'm a comic artist. Usually what I do on this specific Saturday stream that I do once a month is I do this color challenge. I go on the Coolors, Coolors app. I randomly get assigned 3 colors. I roll a die, and then I randomize the palette to the number of the die. And then I ask you guys the day before for possible requests. I put everything into the Wheel of Morality. And the Wheel of Morality will pick 4 out of these requests that I will draw. And then I will put them up in the shop. If your request is picked, congratulations. You are under no obligation to buy the request. That's the whole point of a request. I'll still put it in the shop anyway. Unless it's your OC. I'm a jerk, but I'm not that big of a jerk. And then that's it. So, what are today's colors? So, we start with the hex codes. Where I oddly sound like a radio Russian spy from the 40s. That will be CDC584, and apparently that's the color done. D-U-N. Like my patience. Done. And then we have a B59DA4 rose quartz. And then 85756E Cinerus, assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably not. I don't even know what the word means. I didn't take the time to look it up. So we know Hoo-Hoo markers. This gives us GY173 dim green in a beautiful cream-like unfocusing color. Then E380 ash rose. So in both cases we have a slightly pink hue with the word rose involved. And then E300 clay. Once again, unfocusable. Come on. This is about as clear as it's gonna get. So for November, some slightly warmish, very, very calm tints. You know, the type of colors I absolutely freaking never use, because I'm all about the rainbow. You guys like my new mat? Like, it's literally a painting mat compared to my cutting mat. I didn't replace it, I just put it on top. This is purely for drawing. And it's full of static. But at least it keeps my my paper in place. And when I put the pencil down, it stays. So that's why for drawing, I keep it there. If I want to cut something, I need to take it off. I almost forgot to post the rules because we were doing something more important. The enchantment rose from Beauty and the Beast? Could be. Nobody requested any Beauty and the Beast this time, sadly. I don't remember the last time I drew something Disney. It's not something I go to naturally, which is why I ask you guys for requests to make me draw stuff I don't usually draw. Or else this will be like only like ponies and Pokemons. I like it. It's like a soft rose color. Now that I look at my little icon and my painting mat, they're kind of like very similar pinks. My mat is a little more saturated. you for coming to the stream on this most fragile of days. It's very appreciated. 33 years young. So you're about roughly 10 years younger than me. But still not uncomfortable to talk to. I say that because in one of my Discord groups we're discussing when minors really want to talk to you and you're like, I am literally older than Luigi. This is stranger danger and I'm the stranger. Go get your mom, go get your dad. This conversation should be supervised, you know? But 10 years, that's fine. And I present today's Wheel of Morality. The usual color scheme I use for this one got a little buggy, so I went for a classic rainbow, because once again, colors. Wishy-washy. Wheel of Morality, turn, turn, turn. Tell us a lesson that we shall learn. Who am I drawing first? Screw you! Mighty Morphin Power Ranger OG Megazord. Ah! No! I suck at robots! Or Gundams, or Mazingers, or Zords. Or Transformers. Or GoBots even. No! The one I didn't want to do. They say pulling out a sketch card. This has got all kind of cool colors, and I'm going to have to draw it in like cloud, slightly pink cloud, and slightly brown cloud colors. Oh my god. Hashtag Shiro is having a meltdown. Meanwhile, I know who suggested this. And if they knew that was the first one that it landed on, they would be giggling. Ugh. Happy birthday! Comic artists having a friggin' meltdown because they don't want to draw a friggin' robot. Hang on, joking aside, I'm having a slight... There we go. A little better. Ah, I don't wanna. Like, I think my reference is a toy, so I'm not sure how accurate it'll be. I have a hard time drawing robots, too. I gotta get myself reused to having put a sound effect on chat, because I keep checking chat, making sure I don't miss anything. And my volume's a little loud, so I can hear my music a little bit, and then suddenly, BRING! Ah. So on today's episodes of Ishiro is gonna get a cease and desist today. Go go Power Rangers! Go go Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers! I can't say that there's more lyrics to the song, but I mean, that was enough, you know? It's like the first Dragon Ball Z intro that I heard. Like, there's two. Like, I think there's one that it was just the cool guitar, and there's one where there's a guy that keeps saying Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball! Dragon Ball Z! That's the one. I know I've sung this one before. Are you guys aware of the French intro to Dragon Ball Z? French from France. Too much pink energy is dangerous. Yeah, that's Sailor Moon. But are you guys aware of the French version of the Dragon Ball Z intro? I learned about it. Like, the cartoon itself was from the 80s, but I never got it in the 80s. I got it like in the late 90s when Teletoon started. And it is not the same aura. Like, I don't even know what the French intro to the original Dragon Ball was. But I'm pretty sure it was more of the same. Because in the 80s, there was this fashion in France to sing everything, like, with energy, but at the same time without. And for some reason, they decided to have a girl sing the intro to Dragon Ball Z, which is not a bad thing, mind you. I mean, but at the same time, it's Dragon Ball Z, you know? You kinda... And in France's defense, like, both men and women sang in that same fashion. Of, there's almost gonna be energy. There's almost gonna be energy, but it's not there. And so the French version of the intro to Dragon Ball Z focuses on Gohan, because that was the plan at the time, to retire Goku. He was dead. And to put Gohan in his place as the main character. But just like the survival of Vegeta, Goku's character popularity is what saved him in the end. So while the intro in English to Dragon Ball Z was like, Dragon Ball Z! You know? Not in French. Hang on, I gotta get my higher key. Dragon Ball Z, 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 le gentil Son Gohan. Dragon Ball Z, 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 combat tous les méchants. Just saying that at ooh. Basically, what it says is Dragon Ball Z, the nice, friendly Son Gohan, Dragon Ball Z, fights all the bad guys. Not even, they just say méchant, so it fights all the baddies. Son père est Son Goku. Le monde saura bientôt que son esprit reste avec nous. His father was a hero, the great, the brave Son Goku. The world will know soon that his spirit stays with us. And don't get me started on Piccolo's French name. It was Satan Petit Cœur. Because in French, Piccolo Sr. they decided to dub him as Satan. So Piccolo, of course, was Satan Jr. But then when he became good, I missed the part when they decided to add the Petit Cœur to his name, which means little heart. And because Satan Petit Cœur has way more syllables than Piccolo, they had to shorten it down for casual talk. So you have this ex-demon that walks around getting called Little Heart. And there's your Dragon Ball Z lore of the day. As far as I know, they didn't really change much of the other names. Like Goku is still Goku and stuff like that. But Piccolo was renamed to Satan Little Heart. This is going to be a long live stream, if only because of this little right here. It's over 9,000! The time it's gonna take to draw this guy? Yeah. I don't even remember the lyrics to French Sailor Moon. I just know it's a guy that sings them, and it's not much better. Plus, I remember the early Bandai Canadian dolls. I mean, don't ask me, I collected the Irwin ones. They had better face molds. But the Bandai Sailor Moon dolls for Canada, they literally translated Sailor Moon to Lune Marine on the boxes. Then for the second print of the dolls, I believe they fixed the literal translation. Also, French Sailor Moon, you know, all that's censored stuff that Deke and Cloverway did. Not in French. Another thing I like about this mat is that it came with a removable cup. You're supposed to use it to rinse your brushes, but I use it to store all my erasers in here. So that's nice. I have a special rinser and I'm gonna use a silicone cup. I am cursing this drawing, but I'm still gonna do it. Cursing makes it go better. That's another little tidbit. Maybe if I pronounce my words right, I would get more watchers. Is that we got back in the 80s, where I live in Quebec, we got a lot more anime than the Americans did. Because American companies were like, anime? Ew. That's never going to make money here. Meanwhile, we literally had an artist. Well, you guys, Americans, y'all literally had an artist and a writer writing bootleg Captain Harlock stories. And I have issues. Oh boy, do I have issues, but I mean comic issues in this case. And like literally smuggling Dragon Ball episodes, like they were smuggling hentai. Meanwhile, in my province, we had all that. Like I grew up on Grandizer, however it's supposed to be pronounced, which was a sequel to Mazinger. It's also known as Goldrake, but me, I know it as Goldorak. It is literally a giant robo, but set in a farm. And you don't see a lot of that because usually it's like compounds, and it's not like there's no compounds, scientific compounds in giant mecha animes. But at least the main character in Goldorak was allowed to frickin' relax once in a while. So in your country, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus weren't cousins. More like in my province, from France. Because of course, English Canada got the Deke Cloverway cousins that are touching each other way too much to be cousins, Neptune and Uranus. And like there was this band episode about bunnies from the Negaverse. And it was completely banned because at one point Shingo/Sammy kicks Luna. And instead of just censoring the scene, they just banned the entire episode. But I've seen that episode in French. There's also a scene in Sailor Moon R where Anne is trying to help Darien with a baby, and then suddenly Yusaki Bunny Serena, sorry, she's Bunny in French. For some reason they used the English word for bunny in the French dub. Shows up and suddenly Anne is leaving all offended. And Darian's like, the baby threw up on her. And then you see in the Sailor Moon says that the baby actually pissed in her face. Well, in French, you actually get to see that scene. And there was also a scene a little earlier where Serena was changing the baby's diaper and she points panicking, and then Darien explains to her that maybe Camille has a girl's name but is actually a boy. And yeah, in French you get to see what she's looking at. That part I don't mind that the English dub censored, because there is a surprising lot of that in older anime. Like in Dragon Ball Z, I saw a lot of underage Goku and underage Gohan, and I could have done without. So I'm not complaining about the constantly that part censoring done to the English dub either. I was like, no thank you. Can do without it. Why do you have to zoom in the camera? That is not necessary. Yeah, gross, I agree. Like, it's all about intent, too. Because the nudity in Sailor Moon is usually shown... Like, let's take... like episode 200 as the example, when Yusaki is naked with wings at the end of that episode. That is to represent purity. In Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, it is meant to as comedy. Ina pro. But at the same time, it's another culture, you know? Like, they literally have a festival for that specific part of the body. And then they turn around and arrest an artist for doing a canoe, for building a canoe modeled after her own parts. Because, yeah, we can show ding-dongs, but we can't show the doorbell, you know? When I say we can show ding-dongs, the part that bothers me is that we can show underage ding-dong. Because once that ding-dong is adult, then we're going to put a mosaic on top of it. Like, no thank you. Please. How about the time 4Kids decided to dub Cardcaptor Sakura, renamed it Cardcaptors, and then edited their darndest so that Xiaoran would be the main character instead of Sakura, because nobody wants girl heroes. That was something that was deeply believed. And that was after Sailor Moon aired. So, first of all, 4Kids, you know nothing. Shut the fuck up. Secondly, like, I didn't even watch it. At least not in English. I watched it in French, and like that's a whole other conversation right there with how uncomfortable Cardcaptor Sakura actually is. But like Xiaoran shows up at around what, episode 10, episode 15 in the original cut? And they tried to make him the main character. That must have taken forever. My mom's best friend chaperoned a field trip to France one year when they went to what they thought was a cafe. After noticing certain pictures on the wall, she realized it was a gay bar. Oh. Awkward. I bet it was well camouflaged too. See me, I'm lucky like that I'm French, so I do know. I do understand French because, well, that's my first language. And for the curious, I understand Spanish a lot more than I speak it, so that could lead to awkward situations, but not for me. Just saying, don't talk shit. So honestly, the Spanish I do know now, I wish I had known when I went to Cuba. Because we did have 6 months of Spanish before we went there, and that was not enough. And I was abandoned at one point in a party. So that was fun. I lied through my teeth. So when people ask me, how come you don't go out more often? This is why. This is exactly why. Well, my dear imaginary interlocutor, is because people don't give a shit about me. And I would rather not get abandoned in a strange place that I know nobody at and cannot speak the language at ever again. My mom's friend is an all ally in the community, but she didn't want to deal with parents freaking out. Oh, Lord. And they freak out at everything. Like, literally, before I went on stream, I was reading a post from Dear Aubrey. I'm pretty sure that that's what it's called. And a parent got mad because a queer teacher said he was going to bring brownies from his husband. And apparently that was enough to fucking set her off, that parent. What are they teaching our kids? Sharing? Baking? I don't understand the question. Like, are quote-unquote the gays not allowed to cook? Is that the problem? Are you jealous because they make better brownies than you, Karen? Is that it? Is that why you're mad? Is that why you're big mad? I'm just gonna move that down here so I can see what I'm doing. Because, let us remember, my eyes are fucked up right now. So... It has now been 3 weeks. My new glasses should show up any day now. They're afraid of their kids catching the gay. Oh no, not the gay! They will learn how to match clothes and sing in a musical. Oh, the horror. God forbid your kids grow up to be decent human beings. One of the big quote-unquote issues with accepting the gays and accepting the trans is that usually phobes think it's a slippery slope to accepting pedophilia and zoophilia. Because they do not understand consent. Because the thing with the Alphabet Mafia is that they just want to live, period. That's all they want. That is literally all they want. But they do it between 2 or more. I mean, I'm not judging. Consensual partners. Consensual adult partners. And I don't know if you guys know, but pedophilia and zoophilia do not fall in those categories.
bonus points when the kid goes, yeah, but he told me I'm very mature for my age. No, he can't bag somebody his own age. And you're easy to manipulate. That's what he's saying. And this brings me back to what I was talking about earlier, about minors trying to talk to adults online. Like stranger danger and I'm the danger. I have yet, thankfully, knock on wood, to be harassed by a mother, trademark, about how my content is corrupting her kids. Like, my content is not for kids. I have disclaimers every frickin' where. And I even, well, normally it's supposed to be set by default. I don't know if that was revoked. But I normally have my my Twitch streams set to 18 and up. Why do I say revoked? Because sometimes the settings like to do their own thing. When they do changes and stuff like that, you know. This is going to be a longer. I mean, I could have made it easy for myself. I could have just drawn his head on a smaller card. But who the heck just wants the head of a Megazord? You know? Like, bad enough this guy is going to be sad beige mom colored. I'm then gonna go out of my way and make him more boring by just drawing the head. It's like I'm telling myself, what do you not understand in challenge? I'm still gonna do the other three. Just this one is kind of taking forever. Well, that just means more time with me. Yay! What am I using? It's a kuretake something. But I do not read Japanese. And what little I remember, it's gone. I don't mind. I am old enough that I remember a time where games were only in English. And reminder that I'm in a province that has strict French laws, because apparently we're terrified of being assimilated by the English. I mean, I am completely assimilated. I stopped eating baguette. I don't wear my beret outside anymore. But like in Quebec, our French is literally half French, half English. And then we get ads about how the half French, half English language is bad, and we must protect our language. Cough. All you're doing is xenophobing and the province. I am glad I can speak two languages, and I am glad that I can learn a third one so I can talk to more people and watch more stuff. Like literally, I'm replaying Brothership right now, and I decided whenever a game has the option to change the language, or if it doesn't and I change the language of my Switch to Spanish and it turns to Spanish, I do it. Because I figure playing games in English only when I was a kid helped with my English. Despite the shit tier deadlines they gave to Ted Woolsey at the time. Because I played a lot of RPGs, which means a lot of reading. Following that logic, if I play more games in Spanish, I should struggle less with Spanish. What I have learned so far is that each Mario RPG has that one word that I really like to repeat over and over and over. If you're curious, in Brothership, it's escalofrío, which means something like fear and shiver and stuff like that. In Paper Mario 64, it was peligroso, which means dangerous. I plan on replaying Brothership when I go on vacation in December. You should! I've been replaying it, and it's so charming. It puts me in a good mood. Right up until I get to the boss rematches, that puts me in a bad mood. Skill issues! Skill issues! It's all me, baby. And I remember one time my twin brother got a copy of Link's Awakening, and it was in French, and it was like the event at home when he brought that. We were like, ooh, ah. And it was a very silly dub. Of course, it's the remake is different, sadly. Why do I say sadly? Because Madonna is no longer at La Pouet. Because in the original Game Boy version, when you go to Old Man Ulriva's place and use his phone, in English, it's the Bucket Mouse, and it was like an inside joke at Nintendo because there was a fishing shop that was the Bucket something, the Bucket House, I think it was. I should use my brush for that. I gotta fill in the black. my pocket brush. I love you. You're so nice. But in French, it would be Madonna. And she would say, "Oui, hello? Madonna la Paway?" No, darling. Click. And we were like, oh my god! But I think it's been a while since I played Link's Awakening, the remake, so I'm pretty sure in French it's just like a translated version of the bucket mouse thing. Madonna is no longer a Lapaway. There was some basic renaming, of course, in the French version. That's something I find interesting in dubs when they rename. Like in English, it's Marin and Tarin, if I'm not mistaken. In French, it's also Marin with an E and Takin. And Old Man Olrera in French is Pepe Ramolo. Ramolo basically means he's slower physically. That's what I remember, because my copy of original Link's Awakening is the English one. It is charming. I've missed the Mario and Luigi games, though the only one I've played was Bowser's Inside Story. I've played them all. I haven't beaten Bowser's Inside Story. I probably should. I did thoroughly enjoy Dream Team. Not so much Paper Jam. Like, Paper Jam is okay, it's just... It's like they were holding back, you know? But it's got a lot of good ideas. I do not know what the problem is with everyone with Partners in Time. I thoroughly enjoyed Partners in Time. And of course, Superstar Saga, where it all began. Right now, the comic is set in the Bean Bean Kingdom, which was in Superstar Saga. And since I started posting, people have been begging practically for Fawful. Well, the problem is, Fawful is dead! He's been dead since Bowser's Inside Story, I believe. I'm interested in the Partners in Time one. It's cute. Plus, you get more party members. It's like people don't like the Mario and Luigi's when you have more than just Mario and Luigi. Because Partners in Times, you got Mario, Luigi, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi. And then in Paper Jam, you have Mario, Luigi, and Paper Mario. but I do genuinely enjoy Partners in Time. Oh, I'm forgetting my tea. Important to stay hydrated. Now it's iced tea. Oh my god, I'm starting to see the end of this frickin' Zord. I'm pretty sure it's mirror on his cheek and not black, but he's on a black background, so he's got black cheeks now. I think the only Mario RPG I did not keep was Color Splash, because yes, I still have my copy of Sticker Star. It's because Color Splash was a download on my Wii U, but then I uninstalled it because I was running out of place and I didn't have an external memory card or flash card, I think it was. And the shop shut down, so I probably can't re-download it anymore. And I'm not in a hurry to get another physical copy. Because the price hasn't gone down yet. Because it's considered a a collector's item. And it's a really pretty game. Color Splash is a really pretty game. But oh my god, the gameplay. You know, I can easily live with the card mechanic, which was like almost near identical to the sticker mechanic. But it's the boss battles. Oh lord, the boss battles. Well, you didn't use this specific sticker at this specific time. Automatic game over. There, that's my answer. I hear the sticker one was bad. Sticker Star is terrible. Sticker Star is fun if you don't expect to play an RPG. And it also has that thing that if you don't use a specific sticker, you're going to struggle with the boss. Not an automatic game over like with Color Splash, but you will struggle like hell, and then you're going to get yelled at by Kirsty, and Kirsty is the cursed companion. We're gonna leave the Megazord dry now, and we're gonna switch to the second prompt. But oh my god, nobody likes Kirsty. And in the end, like every modern Paper Mario companion, she sacrifices herself. I want to play Color Splash because it has Lemmy. Okay, Lemmy's gonna give you issues. I'd rather warn you right away. I remember the Lemmy battle. Let me get out of here, more like. Alright, Wheel of Morality, turn, 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 tell us the lesson that we shall learn. Who am I drawing next? Shoot, I forgot to get the reference for that one. It's okay, I got Google on this thing. It's Joker Jr. Tim Drake, I know exactly what character it is. That's going to be easier, actually. Lemmy's my favorite Koopaling. As he should. He's a cute little guy. Let's see if I can get the camera back down a little. Like originally, he was twins with Iggy, and then more recently they changed Iggy's hair and they gave him a different body. So I don't know if he's still twins with Lemmy. I sound annoyed, I'm not annoyed. It's just when I talk a lot, it builds up in my sinuses. My OC Princess Pineapple is secretly friends with him. Oh, that's nice. Tell me more about this Pineapple and her friendship with Lemmy. You know, for the fact that I draw a Mario comic, I never really had a Mario OC. Like, really, the only one that would be really me. Well, not in the sense of a self-insert. That's chemical, but that's not even a self-insert, and I'll explain that shortly. But a character that I came up with by myself for the Mario universe, that would be Morelli. And then again, originally it was called Morille, as in the French word for a morel mushroom. But then Gabe told me to change it. But at least the design of Morelli is mine. we're not even going to talk about brunch and snack because they are clearly references to both forms of launch. And the fact that chemical is me, but at the same time, chemical is not a self-insert because I'm not the one that came up with chemical. Gabe was. Like, people don't quite understand how little control I have on that comic. I'm paid to draw it, and that's about it. Sometimes there's some stuff I can influence, but most of the time, Gabe's the boss. That's why I react like so rough when people start trying to get me to change a script. This script has been written like 10 years ago. The page has been drawn a month ago, and I have no say on the script. Like, if you gotta give me shit over the comic, give me shit over the art. I can do something about the art. Alright, let's get to interesting stuff. I think I like it better that Lemmy and Iggy aren't twins. Princess Pineapple is Princess of Delfino Isle, good idea, and loves her island and the Piantas. The Piantas love her too, but don't think she's mature enough to rule since she can't sit still or pay attention. Ooh, it's a neurodivergent princess. I like that. Lord knows I struggle with that in school. How did I fix it? I stopped going to school. It's true though, God, good Lord, I hated school. I thought Chemical was your self-insert. No, seriously, I love the character. Chemical is definitely based on me physically, because I used to dye my hair a lot when Gabe came up with Chemical. So I did draw her to look like me. Like, she's a little plump. I'm a little plump. She's very short, even for a Lakitu. I'm short. Thanks. She's also a princess of color. Oh, I love that! POC princess of color. I love that! We need more of those. Like, the only reason I draw Daisy pale in the comic is because that's how Charlie Nazawa would have probably drawn her. Because I do love me brown Daisy. Because let's be honest, I do love me some diverse cast in my games. And sadly, I like to play a lot of GRPGs, and GRPGs are not exactly known for their diverse cast. Also hated school. Oh god, I hate school. I love learning. I hate school. What didn't help is that I had like some really unhinged teachers. Like, I always talk about my 4th grade teacher as being the worst, and she was. But, like, you gotta be unhinged a little bit to slap a 5-year-old kid over a chocolate muffin. And when asked about it when I was an adult, oh, I don't remember that. And I'm thinking, no, of course you don't remember that. For me, it was the most important day of my life. For you, it was a Tuesday. Same variety is a spice of life after all, right? And it was Final Fantasy 15, I think. And the game was literally boy band has a road trip. And you had the choice to play with the ambiguously white Asian guy, the ambiguously white Asian guy, the ambiguously white Asian guy, and the older ambiguously white Asian guy, all dressed in black. Ooh! Oof. However will I choose? That's horrible. Who would do that? Well, my 1st grade teacher, apparently. Oh, you gotta love going to school in the 80s. Oh, dear, I almost forgot to get the extra pencil off. Cute how I talk about school, and I'm currently drawing a very traumatized little boy. He's not even crying in my reference, I just remember that he cried after he killed the Joker. Well, depending on which version of the movie you saw. either he directly killed the Joker, or the TV version where he punched the Joker with a punch glove gun, and then the Joker walked back in water while there were live wires around him. Is he crying? Yeah, he's crying. This is Tim Drake as Joker Jr. And he's just had a very hard couple of weeks. I miss it when children's media had balls. I miss it when children's media, period. Am I commenting on this, on how this is a Warner Brothers property? And Warner Brothers is currently pretty much purging their cartoons ever since What's-His-Face got in charge. What's-His-Face is also the reason why the Batgirl movie was shelved. And he also tried to destroy the Coyote versus Acme movie, which I've heard was possibly saved in extremis by somebody finally buying the movie. But I have yet to see it shown anywhere. So I find that sus a little bit. So true, poor kids. Yeah. So I'm gonna do things a little differently. Usually, once I hang up Joker here, I would pull down the Megazord to start coloring him. But like I'm putting down a lot of liquid black on these cards this month. So just to give them a chance, I am going to start on the third prompt after I'm done with Tim. And then once they're all done and inked, I'm going to start coloring the Zord and go down from there. Have you, Banyo, hello Banyo, have you thinking about drawing Thomas the Tank Engine? Nope, because I have no nostalgia for Thomas the Tank Engine. I have not watched that as a kid. If you want me to draw Thomas the Tank Engine, you have to put in a request when I announce it on my socials and hope that the Wheel of Morality picks you. If you want a color accurate Thomas the Tank Engine, then you have to put in a request for a commission on my Ko-fi shop. Ko-fi Silverian Official. That's how this works. Now we're gonna let Tim dry. Plus, you can tell Banyo was not here for the first hour of this live stream where I was cursing having to draw a Megazord. So I imagine Thomas is a fairly accurate toy train, you know? Alright. Back to you. Sorry for the spotlight. I kinda need it. Wheel of Morality, turn, turn, turn. Tell us a lesson that we shall learn. You see, this one I'm going to cheat on. To give myself a friggin' chance. This is Pauline in Scarlet Overkill coronation dress. If you guys have seen that dress, it is frickin' ridiculous. So I'm just gonna be drawing the bustier of that one. There it is. I'm gonna start with drawing Pauline's. I should probably put a couple of these in my throne wish list. Because I go through them like they're friggin' pretzels. And I can't get them locally, stupidly enough. I used to, and then the one place that sells paper and stationery stuff stopped stocking them. After I bought their entire stock. You would think if someone is buying everything in one big lot, that maybe there's a need. Now, I don't recommend, when you're sketching boobs, I don't actually normally recommend to do the round balls, because boobs act more like a water bottle. Wow, that's a lot of silicone. Like a water balloon. And then a plastic ball. But basically, that's how they render Pauline, so you gotta go with the reference. I gotta keep her quote-unquote naked for now, until I go to my other reference. Because that's another thing that you have to keep in mind. When you're drawing a character, you want to sketch even the stuff that nobody's gonna see. Because that is how you place. That's how you pose your character. Like right here, I drew the shoulder, the elbow, through her body. We're not gonna see that, but we're gonna need it. And that's why we also need the silhouette nude, so we can then drape the clothes on top of it. Oh, YouTube is gonna get on my ass. And I've been nice and I haven't cussed a single time. But they're gonna be so mad because I used words like pedophilia, zoophilia, and nude. But this is all about art. And if a parent complains about my language, why is your child left on YouTube unattended? Because I know my videos do not end up on YouTube Kids. So if you think your kid is going to be upset by the word nude when talking literally about sketches, first of all, you're raising a pansy. Secondly, your kid has no business being on regular YouTube. I'm gonna erase the hair here because it is pushed to the side because of her collar. And because she has a bodice, I'm going to do a straight line on her chest. And her boobs are gonna be a little bit more normal, because, but they're still gonna look a little weird because they're pushed up from the bodice. Parents just don't want the responsibility of being parents. Oh, God forbid. We had them, now what? What, you mean we gotta raise them? What do you mean we're raising little adults? They're kids. Like, I had a lot of those when I was working at the computer store because I sold video games. So I was asking for trouble, really. And honestly, there is nothing worse than the parent that believes that their precious little angel can't do anything wrong. It's the other adults in the room that are wrong. And to those who know me and know that I'm really bad at this whole patience thing, yeah. We all remember the Grand Theft Auto saga. And if you don't, back when Go Animate was a thing, I'm pretty sure I made the Grand Theft Auto saga as an animated cartoon on this channel, on the YouTube channel. And then I made it a multi-part episode on Bootleg Cookie, which you can see on Tapas and Webtoon. The parents are basically raising entitled psychopaths. Yeah! Because they are themselves entitled psychopaths. That's how it works. And it's always the mom. It's always the mom. The dads never had problems with me. But the moms, oh my god. Are you questioning my perfect angel? Yeah. And look, I'm gonna do it again. Is when she told me, no, it's a photography game, even if, like, pointing directly at the game cover, Grand Theft Auto. No, the game says Grand Theft Auto. This is why it's important to learn more than one language, folks. No, it says Grand Theft Auto. It's a photography game. It's not a crime game. And my son would never lie to me, and you don't know anything. Oh! Oh, no. Oh. Oh, no. So me and my don't know anything ass googled Grand Theft Auto San Andreas hot coffee mod and showed her the animated GIFs. Tried to guess who got in trouble that day, and it was not me. And while I was writing and posting the comic version of this story, I had people like complain to me that I was basically pawning a poor little kid who didn't deserve it. First of all, if you guys had seen the face he was making the entire time his mom was giving me shit. Oh yes, he absolutely deserved it. And then I was like, have you guys worked retail by any chance? That woman was gonna come back with a vengeance, telling me that it was my fault that her kid got this game, completely ignoring the entire tantrum of the day before and the fact that we have cameras. So instead, I got creative. Because she went there. And I can go there too. And like I said, I didn't have any problems with the dads. Because it was my job to tell the parent, you know what's on the game? And most of the dads were like, oh yeah, I know, it's crime and drugs and stuff like that. I'm always with him, I supervise him when he plays. And I'm like, fine. As long as the parent knew. That was all I was asking. But the moms, oh my goodness. One of the many reasons I decided not to be a mom, because apparently being a mom makes you very hateful. To retail workers. And I'm trying not to be a hateful person. I am perfectly capable of being hateful, mind you. But like, to get full-on angry Shiro, you gotta deserve it, you know? I don't enter a social space thinking, whose life am I going to make harder today? No, because usually it's more like, who is going to make my life harder today? That, and I don't want to go through the joys of childbirth. Yeah. The joys of childbirth go through a very sensitive area. And no thank you. There, and this is all the line art I'm willing to do on this piece. So we're going to bring her up and see who is the last request. Of course, reminder that I do these every month, and if you had a specific request that the Wheel of Morality did not pick, you are free to try it next month and the month after that and all the months until the Wheel of Morality picks you. You are allowed to do that. You just gotta follow my socials. If you want an even earlier warning, subscribe to my newsletter. I got it pinned on all my socials. I write down the schedule early. So, Wheel of Morality, turn, turn, turn. Tell us a lesson that we shall learn. And the final one is extremely easy. Katamari June in the Rain. It's another Katamari character. So we go easy, hard, hard, easy, I mean, in that order. That's what we're doing today. Also, I love this sharpener so much. It's limited edition. It's old now. It's messed up. The company, like, I'm not gonna say the name of the company on the camera. There's a limit to the amount of voice clips I'm willing to leave on the internet, but. Like, the company doesn't do this stuff anymore. Art Snacks technically shut down by now. Like, I knew that, like, nearly a month before they announced it, when I opened my King Arts newsletter and saw that they had acquired the Plumchester brand from Art Snacks, and I was like, oh, that's not good. I mean, all the power to King Arts. I've heard that Plumchester, like, I have some Plumchester pens, and I've heard that Plumchester made a good sketchbook, and Plumchester belongs to Art Snack. Well, it used to, but they sold the brand, and I was like, oh, that's not good. As far as I know, Art Snack still have their social platform open, but they're trying to sell out the shop if it's not closed by now. And like, this thing is old now because the one flaw, well, I'm going to have to clean that up later. Come on, sweep, sweep. The one flaw about this specific sharpener, even if I love it, it's a two-step, get in the camera, it's a two-step sharpener. One to sharpen the wood and one to sharpen the lead itself. You can see the difference between the two, and it makes a very good point. The one flaw is that the hinge is plastic, and that is an issue because to empty it you have to open the door and close it, and I use it a freaking lot. So what happens is that the hinge will eventually snap off because it's plastic. Currently, the door is holding on because I put a little bit of scotch tape on the hinge. But the hinge is gone now. The hinge is no more. It has ceased to be. It is pining for the fjords. One of my favorite Monty Python sketches, lol. I actually quote it in the current Smack page, which I think is 14, but don't quote me on that. Because ever since people knew that we were sending the characters to Bing Bing Kingdom, some people have been begging me to make the antagonist, I should say, Fawful. But I can't! He's dead! Like, we draw the line at dead people, you know? We will not draw the dead people, but we'll draw the line there. And we still got so much work to do, because then I gotta go back and color all these. So I'm here for a while still. So if you guys are familiar with the guy that animates Haru dances, he's been experimenting with AI image generation. Well, more like AI animation generation. And it's like CG. Artists were afraid of it, and it turns out it's just a tool. And we're like, it's not exactly like CG. I mean, CG, you're still creating the thing yourself. Sculpting is involved. And he was like, if artists would like learn to use it, maybe they wouldn't be so afraid of it. But like, here's the thing. I have tried it. I do not care for it. It's not fun. It's just not fun. It feels exactly like desperately trying to get a Google search to work. Like, I clearly remember experimenting with it and thinking, this would go so much faster if I would just draw it myself. Because, like, the fans who know me know that I love gimmicks. I love art gimmicks. Like, I bought these, I used these once, but I bet it would look better if I used like a bigger canvas than a sketch card. And I have Gansei Tombi paint, and I love them. I don't use them often, but I love them. And we were speaking of King Art earlier. I have a set of paint pens. This is one of them. Basically, you put paint in here, like fairly liquid paint, watercolor, thin down acrylic, stuff like that. And you can get some pretty good line art out of it. I love gimmicks, so of course, and I know about the environmental stuff like that, so when I tried it, people were not really like knowledgeable about the environmental impact. So when I tried it, I didn't try it with the idea that I was going to hate it. I tried it to try it, and I just don't like it. To me, art is fun. It's important. The fun factor is super important for me. And this was not fun. This was me leaning on my hand, going click, 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 change some word, click, click, change some word, click, click, change some word. It's not fun for me. If I wanted to fill in a Google sheet, that's what I would do. At least the action of coloring is fun, because I know I don't usually use beige colors. Because, well, I'm not a fan of beige. You know, I never played Katamari Damacy. I was never interested in it. Still not. I'm not gonna shit on Katamari Damacy because it doesn't take gallons and gallons of water to program a game. You know, I'm reminded of that one AI generator guy that claimed himself to be an artist, and he commented on my front page on Divine Art that they love my art and that they were hoping that I would go to their page and comment on their art. I said some not so nice stuff, and later on they deactivated their page. Now, for the record, it was adult furry content, and there were like 27 versions of Roxy from Five Nights at Freddy's. But he claimed they were all original characters. It just happened to look exactly like Foxy. So I'm guessing he shut down his account because it got copyright struck. For obvious Roxy reasons. That's the equivalent of heating up TV dinners and claiming you're a gourmet chef. Yeah, exactly. And we're done with this one, so... Now we do it... we do it all over again. It's been 2 hours, and we're still going. It's a gooseneck. Give me a chance. This is a malleable eraser. The advantage of using a malleable eraser over a regular one is that it's gentler on inks when erasing pencil marks. There's less lifting is what I'm saying. And this is why we waited until the end to start coloring these. The only thing I don't like about using malleable erasers as regular erasers is that sometimes you might get some of it stuck under your nails. I don't like that. Alright, where's my Megazord? Megazord, Megazord, there you are. Let's do the red with the brown right away, and then work our way back to the paler colors. Or, I'm gonna do the brown on these parts that are supposed to be black, but they got a little bit of light reflecting on them. And then I will use the slightly pink one on the red parts. And then there's yellow parts, I'll be using the palest color. How about that? That's gonna work. Pretty sure that's gonna work. I'm convinced that's gonna work. It's not gonna work? No, I'm kidding. Oh, the nib is crisp on these. If I was insane, I would draw an explosion behind it. I don't feel like it. Or maybe I will. I'm just not gonna do any lighting. It's not gonna be a big explosion like the cloud after, so it's just gonna be like... Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's the equivalent. Oh no. Hi, Paul. Thank you. It's a pretty big one this time around. Because somebody wanted a Megazord. And I'm struggling because I'm not good at robots. But no, Shiro's gonna be nice. Shiro's gonna draw what the Wheel of Morality says. Shiro's an idiot. This guy took me an hour. I'm only starting now to color. You did really good on it. Thank you. I complained the entire time, but I did it. Mighty Morphin washed off Ranger. Power Ranger Circa 1880. Is Circa or Circa? I think it's Circa. I don't know. I'm French! That's another thing. When you're coloring with markers, preferably try to color in a circular pattern whenever possible. It makes the color lay down a little evenier. Also try not to stop whenever possible, again, to avoid streaks. Because what's good about alcohol marker is that it's actually pretty hard to get streaks, but at the same time very easy. You gotta get that sweet spot of speed. Did I mention that my eyes are fucked up right now? And I'm doing this for you guys because I love you. Because you guys support me. And I don't mean just monetarily. You guys tune in and come and watch me. And that is so nice of you. Okay, the idea of adding the little yellow halo at the back, that was great. That was a good idea. Go me. Pat pat. Happy birthday, Cartoon Cat Girl. And this is why I wrote it in the ticker. So people know. Birthdays are important. I don't care who you are. Birthdays are important. You got nobody to celebrate with? Celebrate by yourself. Celebrate yourself. I'm lucky enough that when my parents can't be there, my sister volunteers to socialize with me for a couple hours. And she brings me raw meat. And I'm happy because I like her raw meat recipe. It's tartare, folks. I'm messing with you. Well, it's still raw meat, but it's a little fancier than I make it sound. Hey. Like this year, what she did, she brought me tartare and some microwavable chocolate lava cake. Oh, that was nice. If you like chocolate lava cake, Cartoon Cat Girl, I wish you could chocolate lava cake. Even if it's microwavable, it's pretty damn good. No, it was a struggle, but it's recognizable. It's the frickin' OG Megazord. I did it! For those knowing that I put these in the shop after, I flip it and I print some information in the back and then I sign it with my full name, so don't worry about this little thing. That's just to remind myself I'm done with this one. And we're going to let him rest again. Okay. And now it's Tim. Now I can bring the camera back in a little bit. Oh, right. I had forgotten that I didn't have a reference for him. Like, you guys saw the wheel. I had a lot of requests this month. The Wheel of Morality was a little nicer to me. Well, it was cruel, it was nice, it was cruel, it was nice. This is one of the nicest. Now, speaking of putting stuff in the shop, there were a couple cards from last month's Inktober that I forgot to put up. They are now in the shop. Thanks, just need the cake to be gluten-free. Alright, let's all wish gluten-free chocolate lava cake for Cartoon Cat Girl's birthday. The gluten-free is very important. I hate that I sound sarcastic when I say that. If people need gluten-free stuff, let them have gluten-free stuff. I always feel like I sound so sarcastic. Gluten-free can be a choice, but it's not a choice for a lot of people. And even if it is a choice, let people eat what they want and or need, especially need. Like, there's this fashion that I see on the internet sometimes of stories of people like tricking other people to eat meat or to eat an allergen because, oh, I don't believe you have that. You could kill somebody. You could freaking kill somebody. And if they have to say that just because they don't like a certain food, let them say that. It just means less work for you. It's more work for me if I have to come up with a variation of the recipe that doesn't include the ingredient. It's not even that hard. It's literally not even that hard. You are not the main character of their story. Not everything has to revolve around you. Well, why did you say that to me and not to the person that claims to have an allergy? Did I fucking stutter? It's not about you. If they have needs, provide for those needs. Me, personally, as far as I know, I don't have any dietary restrictions. I'm not even lactose intolerant. Like, I am very lactose tolerant. I tolerate lactose like a champ. Yes, I'm bragging. But that doesn't mean if somebody tells me that they're lactose intolerant that I'm going to try to sneak some milk or cheese in their stuff. Like, between you and me, guys, I'm a big fan of cooking. I like to cook almost as much as I like to draw, and you guys know how obsessed I am with drawing. So if somebody would come to me and tell me I need a different version of this recipe, if possible, I'd be like, oh, we Googling. I gotta try this. And I think that stems from my love of gimmicks in my art. Because trying to find a variation of the same recipe and trying to have it taste as close as possible to the original, oh, that's a challenge. And I like being challenged. Like right now, at my home, we used to, like, adore... I'm lactose intolerant. Okay, no lactose, no gluten in that cake. I know it's possible. The best cake ever! We had been, like, in love with how my dad used to make burgers. But, like, it's literally just meat, salt, and pepper. But it was the most delicious thing. It was the most delicious burger we have ever eaten. Why am I speaking in past tense? Because one day I decided to buy the Five Nights at Freddy's cookbook. and I made Bonnie burgers for the first time, and we have not touched my dad's recipe since then. Ever. Even my dad asked me for the Bonnie burgers recipe, and that's what he cooks now. That's how good it is. And there you have it for... oddly enough, I had a pumpkin cake for breakfast. But sure, why not? It's your birthday. You can have cake all day. It's your birthday, you're in your 30s, you do what you want. You're entitled, I say. I mean, you're entitled to eating whatever you want. I'm not trying to insult you there. Whatever you want that you can digest. Because me, I'm 43. If I can digest it, it's fair game. Oh, Paul is giving a little cake. I mean, there's nothing more gluten-free and lactose-free than an emoji cake. We support safe food in this chat. Do I still have any... Bleh. Cold Earl Grey, do not recommend. It's been 3 weeks, I have not gotten my new glasses yet. And, like, in my head right now, I am not having a good time. So... I'm looking forward to getting my new glasses. You guys are gonna be one of the few first ones to see them when I get them eventually. Because I have to buy 2 sets of lenses, and I decided that my everyday wear lenses were going to go in my old frames, because frames are stupid expensive for no reason. And my work frames are going to be the new frames for a variety of reasons that we will not go through today. Like, I have days I wake up, like, you know when you wake up and, like, you have to gently rub your eyes a little bit to get them to focus? I can't do that. I can gently rub my eyes, but I have some days my eyes will just never focus all day. Like, to give you an example, I am struggling so much this week. It took me an entire week to do the next smack page. And usually it takes me 2 days. That's how much I've been struggling. And that's why I'm trying to think up new ways to make my Patreon more exciting and stuff like that. I did add some new merch stuff for people that subscribed to the higher tier. And I was thinking maybe while I work on the Smack page, maybe do a Patreon only live stream. Since I show the whips on Patreon anyway. Would that sound interesting to you guys? For subscribers, of course. Sure. Now, like most of everything, it would be like all tiers. And I am thinking of some different / cheaper merch to maybe offer to some of the lower tiers. Like, I have to start the merch stuff like from the $10 tier and up. Even if they say, oh, you can start at the $5 tier. No, I can't. Because Patreon locks me out of merch physically. For my... Sorry for the nose noise. That would be fun. I'm just gonna cut my own sound for a little bit, just a time to blow my nose. Because that's what happens when I talk for a long time. Be right back. But yeah, Patreon offers live streams, and I didn't really go into detail yet about them. So I don't know if they record the live streams. It would just be like a little hangout for Patreon supporters. But it would be like a long thing too, with pauses in between, because what I do is I work on the page, and when I'm done with the sketch, I send it to Gabe for feedback. So there would be pauses in the work. So that would give you guys a little chance too to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. And like, I don't know if Patreon sends announcement and stuff like that. I would need to do a test one, see what happens. There we have it for Pauline. One more and we're done for today. Just curious, are you a fan of musicals? Well, I am a fan of older Disney movies. Does that count? I haven't seen an actual in-theater musical in my life. I do really love Asterix and Cleopatra. The cartoon, not the live action. Well, I love the live action too, but the live action, I wouldn't call it a musical, really. It does not have as much singing as the animated version. In the animated version, there's a song in it that Mom and I will sing if prompted. And it's called Le Gâteau Empoisonné, the poison cake, but it's really called Le Pudding à l'arsenic. And it's literally about a recipe for a cake to poison Cleopatra. One of the few songs I actually know by heart, really. Dans un grand bol de strychnine, délayé de la morphine, faites sédir à la casserole un bon verre de pétrole. Oh oh, je vais en mettre 2. Quelques gouttes de ciguë, de la bave de sangsue, un scorpion coupé très fin, et un peu de poivre en grain. Non! Ah, bon. Of course, I can't sing the entire thing because, you know, copyright, stuff like that. Like, with all that I sing today, let's see which one gets me a copyright claim first. Not that I'm saying that I sing so perfectly that the boss won't know the difference between the actual song and my rendition. Just saying that litigation is very popular on YouTube. Oh, they recently made a Disney Hercules musical. Oh, does it have Oedipus in it? You know, I haven't watched Hercules. I haven't watched much past the original Beauty and the Beast. In French, of course. Because that's the weird thing with that, is that when Mom would get me a Disney movie, she would always get me a Disney movie in French, so my little cousin could watch them with me. And that little cousin never watched a single movie with me. Like, dude! We did this for you! so I'm not super familiar with the English versions of the songs of the movies I did watch. So I have no nostalgia for Robin Williams Genie, sadly enough. And when I did watch the Aladdin TV series, I think it was Hank Azaria that voiced the genie in the series. I know it was Hank Azaria for the second movie, but I'm not sure for the TV series. Oh, well, I didn't really blame you, to be honest. I don't really blame you, to be honest. I didn't even watch Hercules. Like, I know scenes from a lot of stuff that I've seen online, but I've never watched a movie by itself. There is one I've been wanting to watch for a long time, and that was The Princess and the Frog. In English, he's voiced by Dan Castellaneta in the second movie in the series. Okay, yeah, I had the wrong Simpsons actor. My bad. Because here's the thing. Robin Williams did not want his character like to be top billed for the Aladdin movie. Aladdin should have been top billed himself. Because he knew it would set a precedent, and it fucking did. Because now whenever you have an animated movie, the movie is always like, oh, it has this celebrity and this celebrity starring this celebrity and it's this celebrity. And it's not always good because they're more about the name than, you know, the story, maybe. And that's something Robin Williams didn't want happening, and it happened, like, against his wishes, and that's why he didn't want to voice Genie in the second movie, and he ended up voicing him in the third movie because Disney, like, apologized to him. But we all know what a Disney apology is worth, huh, folks? Reminder, this is the same Disney that sued a kindergarten for painting Disney characters on his walls, and also sued a father for putting Spider-Man on his dead son's tomb. because image is so important, but they don't see how much they're shitting on their own image by pulling stuff like this. Our stuff is for kids. Does stuff for kids? No, not like that. I love The Princess and the Frog. Like, I was pleasantly surprised by Charlotte, I think her name is, character, the blonde one. Because in the scene... Ah, shoot, I have the name in my head, but it won't come out my mouth. Where the main character, like, is shoved into the buffet and is covered in food. I was certain that Charlotte was going to, like, have a meltdown. Tiana, there we go. I was sure that Charlotte was going to have a meltdown because that's what her archetype usually does. The rich kid that doesn't seem to notice anything and is very selfish. But turns out Charlotte is, like, not selfish at all. She's a bit of an airhead, but she's not selfish at all. And she was, like, distraught to see her friend on the floor. Like, Tiana is a cook, is a chef, basically. Even if she'll say she's only a cook, she's a chef. And, like, her friend Charlotte was basically depending on her to have beignets at her party so she could bag herself Prince Naveen. Would you? Well, I'm struggling with the camera. So I was sure, once the beignets were ruined, that Charlotte would be impossible to live with. But no, she was super concerned. She picked up Tiana, she cleaned her, she gave her a dress. Like, you can remake beignets, you know? And there you have it for today. I'm done! We have the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord. We have Joker Jr., Tim Drake. We have Paula in What's-Her-Face's dress. I don't care about the name anymore. Lady Overkill, I think. And another Katamari Damacy character, but this time enjoying the rain. And we are almost at hour 3 of the live stream, but we're not doing a marathon, so I'm done for now. And she didn't even get jealous that Tiana got the prince instead of her. Oh, she was like anti-jealous. She was like, at least one of us got a prince! And she still was willing to kiss the prince if it would help Tiana. And she was kissing, and she was kissing. Like I said, I didn't watch the movie, but I know about a bunch of scenes. And she was trying so hard. She wanted to help so bad. Like, Charlotte's the best. Very nice. Thank you. Now I'm going to shrink that screen a little bit for me. And I am going to get myself a honey lemon tea after this. Because we are now done, I will be taking a small break right after this, and then I will be putting these cards in the shop if anybody wants them. Especially this mofo. So anyway, it is now time to talk super fast with a croaky voice. Because we have to give extra special caramel drizzled rainbow sprinkle chocolate syrup thanks to our supporters. Member people came as Is Bad at Multiplayer, Matthew H, Blaz 6, Laura S, Artsy, Tenok, and Jeff B, and our part-time supporters, Super Dude at 808 and Rocket Mouse. Woo! Your continued permanent and part-time support is always immensely appreciated. Next live stream, of course, is going to be tomorrow, November 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And Paul is saying, thank you for the show. Glad I was able to catch the end. Yeah, because this is a long one. We're almost at 3 hours. Because of that frickin' Megazord. It's going to be tomorrow, November 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's my time, not your time. Maybe your time. I don't know you. I don't know your life. Hope you guys had fun watching me draw. It's a lot of fun right now. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a better trout. I love you all.